Cook, eat, relax with me, Josie Fletcher. This recipe is all about a good quality steak and a really nice sauce. It doesn't matter what you serve it with, whether it be chips or boiled potatoes, as long as you've got a really good piece of meat and a really tasty sauce. Make sure you take your steaks out of the fridge at least 30 minutes before you want to cook them. I actually like to take them out an hour before. If you do that, then you'll get a really nice even cook in the middle and it'll be just perfect. We're using a gorgeous cut of sirloin here. It's a really deep red and looks delicious. I'm using a range of different mushrooms for our stilton and mushroom sauce. I'm using portobello and chestnut. Now portobello offers a really nice rich meatiness to the dish, and chestnut offer that kind of earthy flavour that you expect from a mushroom. What I'm going to do is chop them into all different sizes, so you end up with some tiny little bits and some big chunky bits, and that will give the sauce a really nice texture. We're going to put the oil in our nice hot pan and then add the mushrooms. Now start to sizzle. It looks like a load of mushrooms going in, but they actually shrink down to almost nothing. Give them a good stir, and what's going to happen now is mushrooms retain a lot of moisture, and the key to a good mushroom sauce is letting the moisture come out and then letting the mushrooms soak it all back up again. So then you won't have a horrible yucky watery sauce and your mushrooms will get a nice colour on them. So we're going to season our steaks on both sides. Do this right before you put them in the pan, otherwise the salt will take the moisture out of the meat. It's a silly little cheat, but I'm going to sprinkle some salt around the side of the plate and then rub the steaks in it so we haven't got to turn them over and grind and salt again and get meat hands on everything. And I'm going to do the same with the pepper, so I'm going to grind that around the outside of the plate as well. I'm going to add a little drizzle of olive oil, and I'm just going to use the palm of my hand to push down gently on the meat. Really gently, not hard. But this will actually tenderise your steak and make it really, really succulent. Now we're going to turn them over and get some seasoning on the other side. Our pan's nice and hot, so we're going to put the steak in. And it should really sizzle. Don't move it, leave it alone. If you shake the pan, you're going to knock all the heat out, and the colour that we're looking for to make a really nice juicy, tasty steak isn't going to be there. So keep away, don't touch it. We're going to leave it for 3 minutes and turn it over and do it for another 3. I'm going to pop our garlic in and give that literally 30 seconds in the pan. As soon as you smell it, you know you're ready to move on. So we're pouring our hot stock. Let that get to know the mushrooms and the garlic for about a minute, maybe 2 minutes, and then we're going to crumble in our cheese. When you're ready to put the cheese in, turn the heat down to low and crumble it in to your mushrooms and stock. And this is going to melt down and make a really gorgeous, umptuous stilton sauce. Our steaks are ready to turn, and because we haven't moved them, we should have a really nice deep brown colour on there. And we're going to leave those for another 3 minutes. The best way to work out how your steak is cooked is actually to prod it. I know it sounds a bit crazy, but if you prod it and it's a little bit springy under your finger, then that's medium rare. If the harder the steak gets, the more well done it is. So if it's really kind of like a rock and you want it incinerated, then it's ready. But this is nice and bouncy, and that's medium, which is just how I like it. So we're going to flambe it now with our brandy. Now, I know Cook, Eat, Relax is all about simplicity, but this is the perfect steak, and the brandy will tenderise the meat and add so much flavour to your finished sauce and your finished steak. So it's well worth a little bit of fancy effort. Dip your pan and use it to light the flame. Don't be scared, it goes out really, really quickly. And there you have it, the perfect steak. Baste your steak with all of the juices, remove from the pan and leave to rest for 10 minutes. So our steaks are resting, and we're going to tip these gorgeous juices, all this brandy and meat juices, into our sauce. You don't want to leave any of this out because this is pure flavour heaven. This is your gorgeous stilton and mushroom sauce ready to serve. So here we have it, the perfect steak. Serve it with whatever you like. Tip over your beautiful mushroom sauce. If you're feeling really kind, you could serve it to somebody you loved. Right now, it's looking at me. That is so good. Too good.